Good morning, everybody. What are we? 4 o'clock-ish. 4 o'clock-ish. I have no idea what the date is. What's today? Today's Friday. I'm a bit still out of sorts, to be honest. Still doing my hexagons. I'll tell you what's all been going on. Hang on, I've got a needle doing something here. I threaded a couple before we started. Okay, so look, I've been actually sewing some floretti type bits together. I don't know if you can see that. Let me just do that. There we go. It's starting to come together. I like them all odd. So I've been doing some of that. And now I'm going to do another floret while I'm talking to you. Got my companion Gingy with me. I don't know if you can see. He's there. Bless him. He's my night companion when I'm stitching. And Black Hat Tom's my day. It's good. I have cat company all the time. Love it. Right, so what am I doing? I'm doing some hexes. So I'll run it up the corner and out the corner. And get them as accurately placed as you can. And then I'm doing a little bit of, can you see that? Just a little across the top of the papers. So you grab a little bit of fabric from each of the hexes. Just going across. So there we are, that's me putting hexes together. So what's been going on? I went to a quilt show last weekend. Travelled up on Thursday morning to Wales. To the showground in Wales now. Middle of nowhere. But it has to be said, I had Pauline with me, we had a good run. I don't think I've done a live since then, because I've been forcing myself to stay in bed, because I've been so tired. So yes, we went up Thursday morning, set the stand up Thursday afternoon, and then went and found, we were staying in a little, what do we call it? Like a little chalet, wooden chalet type thing. It was lovely, on a lovely, lovely site. Just a few minutes away from where we were at the showground in Wales. It was gorgeous. All these birds and things in the morning, it was lovely. Having said that, had there actually been snow, like they had threatened, we would never have been able to have got out of where we were to get to work at the show. So we were very fortunate. There was snow on the hills, but nothing, only just literally high up, so we were okay. And it was 2 days of show. Fabulous turnout. Thank you, ladies of Wales and around. Absolutely fabulous turnout. People everywhere. Not seen a show like that in a very long time. It was lovely to see so many people. So someone just popped on and popped off again. It's fair enough. Go back to bed. We shouldn't all be up at this time in the morning. So yes, so we had 2 days of quilt show. I think possibly next year it might even be 3 days, which will spread the load. I don't know. We have to wait and see what the organisers do. But as far as I'm aware, we're coming back to do another show next year, Wales, which was lovely. So I was... Oh, hello, Ginge. Yeah, Gingy. I was teaching a couple of different classes each day. So he's just getting his butt comfy here and smacking my light. So yeah, I had 2 days of teaching and left Pauline to it on my stand. My gosh, she ran around and did a load, bless her. What have I done with that? I had hold of 2, oh, there they are. Yeah, so I was busy teaching things. We did Japanese folded patchwork using my templates that I designed. And then Andy of Crafty UK, he makes them for me. So that was great fun. We just made like one unit of it, which can be quite useful as a coaster or something like that. But then it's like a quilt as you go thing, you wrap a square with a circle. And it looks really cool. So we did a couple of classes on the second day. We did one class of it on the first day. And then because there was so much interest, I did 2 classes the following day. But then I also did my crazy collage, sort of steady stitching, slow stitching, whatever you want to call it. Sort of brooches, patches, whatever you want to do with them. I've got a big one that I have on the side of one of my bags. And I have brooches and things made. So we had a little go at that, and that was good fun. So watch out for me at other shows around the country doing those. Not this weekend, but next weekend, I'm up to Glasgow. Angela's travelling up with me for that one. So that's going to be interesting. We leave on Tuesday to drive to Scotland. On Wednesday we set up. Then the show is Thursday, Friday, Saturday. And then on Sunday we move across to Ayr, Prestwick, where we've got a retreat running, a 3 Amigos retreat. So then we'll see a lot of the ladies from Northern Ireland coming across for the retreat in Prestwick there. Excuse me, I didn't mean to cough in your face. So then we get 3 days of stitching and laughter and happiness before sorting out what happens to come home again. So I'm very aware that I've not been on for a good while. And then I probably won't be on next week because I can't, sharing a room, I can't exactly do this in the middle of the night. Oh, mind you, maybe Angela and I ought to have a live next week from Ayr. Oh, there's some watching and disappearing and coming on and going away again. So so that should be a good show in Glasgow next week. So I've got what they call a make and take stand. So I'll be on stand teaching all day, each day. And we're going to be doing Japanese folded patchwork. So that will be good. That will be good. Using the templates again. I'll have all my gear with me as well, so hopefully I'll have patterns, space for patterns and kits and some fabrics. And we should have a fair display up because the stand needs to be a fair size to get everybody on to do make and takes. So that'd be good. Gingy's making noises at me here. What's wrong, Gingy? You've disappeared. Where have you gone? Can't see you. I bet you've gone to bed. Fair enough. After all, it's what? 4:10 nearly in the morning. You should be in bed. We should all be in bed. Yeah, so that's good for Scotland. Looking forward to that. And then, as I say, the retreat straight after. So on the retreat, we've got. I'm doing a workshop. I think I've said I'm doing maybe in scraps. So that's the daisy type one. So we're going to do cushions or something like that on one day, or at least start them. And then Andy's doing a class. I want to say twisted pinwheel. I could be wrong. Don't quote me on that. But it'll be using one of his template sets, so that's good. And then the other one is is me again. And this time we're having a pyjama party. I think I may have mentioned this in the past. So I think Certainly I've got new pyjamas, but we'll be gathering to sort some hot water bottle covers. So it's just a gathering and a bit of fun. So I've got a whole great box full of hot water bottles. I must have thought I was mad because I'm not a haberdashery type or anything like that. And there's me ordering hundreds of hot water bottles. I expect they thought there's another mad person, but we've sold them and we don't care. So yeah, hotties. That'll be interesting. Right, I don't seem to have this camera right tonight. Let's try that. Is that better? It keeps flipping on and off on mine, so hopefully I'm live and you can all see this. I don't know. Most people seem to be asleep this morning, which is a good thing. That's where you're supposed to be. I shall do this for half an hour or so. Not that I'll bore you with it for half an hour, hopefully. And then I'll go back to bed again and see if I can have a round 2 of sleeps. Well, it'll be round 4, actually, because I've already been up a couple of times tonight. It's just the way it is. But, of course, when I'm away, I have to behave myself. I can't get up and do. So I tend to sit and play Sudoku when that's going on. So apparently we have some space on the Quilt Retreat in Ayr, if anybody wants to join us. I think I'm right in saying that there's space on the Newcastle and possibly on Coventry. I don't know if Coventry was full or not. Later in the year, if anyone wants to play. I know Basingstoke's pretty full. Basingstoke happens in March, so we're getting close to that one as well. They are such fun. The Basingstoke one, my husband Paul's coming with us and he's going to do some sewing machine servicing for the ladies as an added something for everyone. I think he might be being kept busy, which is good. And we're having a quilt show. So if any of you are in the Basingstoke area, on the Sunday, I will get a poster or something done out and put it on Facebook. If you're anywhere in Basingstoke area, we've got a day, just one day, quilt show going on. We're going to borrow in a load of stands from Romsey Quilters, very kindly. And Andy, Julia and I will put up a load of our work for you all to see. So, not something we've ever done before. We just thought it might be a bit of fun. It might work, it might not work, but until you try, you don't know, do you? So, yeah, so that'll be nice. So, see a lot of our work together, which doesn't happen often, or I don't think it's ever happened. We never get all our good stuff out at shows because we just don't have the space. So that would be nice to do that. As I say, I'll put more details out about that a bit nearer the time and spread the word. In actual fact, that's something I should do the weekend, really, isn't it? Because time's marching on. There we go. Is there anybody out there today? I know that my thing is saying there's not anybody out there, but that doesn't always mean anything. Quite often there is, and it's just not catching up. So yesterday was my day for teaching up in Somerset. That was nice. See the ladies up there. We were all doing different things. I've got one lady that's not a complete beginner now. She was just getting to finish her first quilt yesterday, but we've started another one in between, so she's got some homework. And starting to look really good. Well done, Suzanne. I love it, love it. It's a bit of what I call a wibbly quilt. It's lovely. All from scraps and stuff. That was great. So the first bash at trying to machine quilt yesterday, which was good. And then we had finishes and other quilts and stuff starting. It was lovely. So if anyone's in the Sampford, Arundel area in Somerset, Wellington basically, you would be more than welcome to come and join us. We do that once a month. We take over the village hall and we stitch. What's that? Look, here's one I prepared earlier. I finished that last one. And I've got a new one here. Thread, that is. I'm going to do that. And we'll put another one on. Didn't take too long. It's not so hot, not so cold tonight. I can feel that I'm actually quite warm sat here. I snugged myself all in with my quilt on my lap, and now I'm wishing that maybe I hadn't, because I'm a bit warm. Or I'm having an odd moment. There we go. So who's out there? I can see somebody's out there. Good morning, whoever that is. Back to doing me hexes as ever. I was just saying about the Welsh Quiltshow. I'm teaching in Somerset yesterday. And then what have we got going on today? Got a German couple coming in today this morning, first thing, to look for fabric, so that's lovely. And then I shall be cutting kits, quilt kits for Glasgow next week, so I've got to get all the rest of my stock done. I came back from Wales on Saturday night last week, absolutely shattered. It's such a good show. So then on Sunday and Monday, I spent a lot of Sunday asleep, in truth. I had a good nap, a really good nap. I was cutting fabrics to replace stock and cutting some new fabrics to take with me to Glasgow, some stock boxes. And then since then I've been trying to catch up on kits in between teaching. So we're full on at the minute, which is lovely. Need to do some more of the blue and white kits today, ready for Glasgow, because it's, we ran out of them, which is good. Those of you that are waiting orders, I think there's two ladies, one of you in America and one over here. My big printer had a moment, so someone's coming to sort that today, which means I can then get your orders out to you. Thank you very much for ordering. Couple more. Morning, Jennifer. Just chucked a name up. It tells me sometimes who's watching. Doesn't always. I think it must depend on your individual settings. I don't know. So there could be people watching and I never know. I know afterwards I have a quick look at the figures and things, and there's quite often people on and I have no idea. But good morning. So, yes, Japanese folder. We're having a resurgence of that at the minute. I'm going to be teaching that around the place. So, it's when you get a big circle of fabric and a square with some wadding under the square, and then you wrap the circle around the square. And I suppose it looks like a bit of a section of cathedral window, but not really. That's a bit odd, isn't it? So that's good fun. That's what I'm teaching at the shows this year, using my templates that I have. Because it's another one. Actually, I ought to do one overnight here with you all. There is a YouTube video demo that I've done on my YouTube channel if you wanted to know what I was on about, how to use them, and what goes on, what they look like. It's quilt as you go, really, and I do it by hand, a bit like Hexi's here, so that keeps you busy indoors, as it were. But the templates were designed so that you can travel with them. You don't necessarily have to carry loads of things in order to do a little bit of stitching. And before you know it, because they're quilt as you go units, little square units, you get yourself a quilt. Yeah, it's great. Love it. And I like to do them all from scraps, although they would look fabulous if you do them from set fabric designs. But I do like them. Good morning, Jane. Hiya. What are you doing up this time? Are you sat stitching? What are you doing? As you can see, I'm hexying and nattering as normal. What have I done with scissors? Scissors are over here. Yeah, so Japanese folded patchworks, and the templates come in 4 different sizes, and the sizes refer to their finished size. So there's 5-inch, 4-inch, 3-inch, and an odd one is 2.5-inch. But if you make several little 2.5 inches, they sort of intersperse with the 5 inches, which is quite cute. Quite like that. That's very like that. We won't put that one next. We'll put that one next. There we go. Do. Yeah, there we are. Get that in there like that. Get them as accurate as you can into this bit here. See, let me do that a bit more. You can see a bit more. Because I'll do that and then up that side, so you want it to really get where you need it in there. Want it up at the back, out the point, and stitch across top. You could pin them if you really needed to. I don't, because I'll end up putting the pins in my hands. And it's quite painful. We don't want to do that. Oh, we were 25 past, so I'll just do this section. And then I'm going to leave you all to it. So, yeah, so we're back to what shows have I got. So I've got Glasgow Show coming up. And then I think the next one that I do after that is Malvern. Love a Malvern show. Love the May Malvern show. Best show of the year, I think. That came out all wrong. I was going to say feel and think and mix the two together, and it came out think, as if I was really, really not paying attention to pronunciation. I'm sorry. Yeah, Malvern is my favourite show of the year. I actually prefer it to the NEC. It's got a much happier atmosphere, I think. Usually got good quilt display up, lots of lovely traders. But I was going to compare it to the Wales one. The Welsh one was a small show, but my God, did it get supported. So if everybody was to support the shows all around the country in the same manner, you'd have a lot more little traders, because there's a load of little traders that are going out of business or retiring, and just why am I bothering and retiring? So we're losing lots and lots. I know we've all got a lot of fabric. get that, but yeah, need to support the shows and the traders. A lot of youngsters that may or may not be doing, I don't think they realise we have shows and get the benefit from them. I think a lot of youngsters are possibly, this is my thoughts only, watching videos and learning online and buying online, not necessarily the best stuff because they're unaware. And learning online is fabulous, but you miss all that social interaction. You miss all of the little hints and tips and stuff that you get within conversations. So, if you know a younger person that's wanting to learn patchwork, do get them to join a group or go for classes or something, and something more social, so that they learn all the other aspects and goodness of patchwork. Because it is goodness. It's all therapy for us, isn't it? I mean, I'm sure there's a lot of us, me massively included, that has benefited from our stitchings in a mental health sort of way. Being as that's a very big topic for everybody these days, it would be nice for more of them to realise just how good this is for them. Says she, whizzing along the top here. I'm quite enjoying this one tonight. I'm on a mission to get a rosette finished before I say good morning to everybody, and then I'm going back to bed. Yeah. Have a little drink, grab the cat, and back off to bed. Right, where's my scissors? What have I done with my scissors? There's my scissors. Cut that off, and then we'll see how far I get with this last piece of thread. I don't think it's going to be enough to put the last section in on that, but we'll start it. And then that will do. It will be bedtime again. There we are. So wonder if you're out there. Another lady I've been talking to, she's in America. Her timings obviously are very different to ours. We found that we've got a lot in common. We collect stones of sorts. I like my, I don't know, what do they call them? Semi-precious or whatever. I've got all sorts of stones. Crystals, that's the word I'm looking for. And I collect shells. Love going shell collecting. Oh, there's another one, come on, Kelly. I can see it's give me your name, darling, good morning. I'm just, get that going. I'm just finishing off a floret, as I call them. Sounds like a lump of cauliflower, doesn't it? Maybe that's what I ought to rename my quilts. Floret quilts. Morning, darling, thank you. Yeah. So, hexagon florets. Cauliflower quilt. I only quite like the idea of that. Cauliflower and cheese. Yeah, there we are. We could rename it. We could have florets, so you've got your little flowery bit. And then you usually get grandmother's garden, so you get the other fabrics that surround the florets, and that could be cheese. And so we could have a cauliflower cheese quilt, couldn't we? Sorry, my brain's gone off on one ear. I shouldn't be allowed, really. Yeah, so I got as far as Malvern Quiltshow, didn't I? So I'm going to do the Malvern Quiltshow. That will be really good. And then I'm not sure of the order of the next one, but I'll be at Lamport Hall in my stable. that'll be good. Enjoyed that last year. That was a good show. So Lamport Hall, lovely venue. Then, oh look, I've gone double. I didn't mean to go double here. I'm doing Newcastle at some point, wherever that show is. So that'll be good. It's got a Newcastle show. And then that'll be followed by, do you know what, I'm going to have to leave this double, I think. Newcastle, and then that we get a retreat after that. So that's good. I'm sure I'm doing more. Oh, I'm doing Spalding. Yes, I'm coming up to see you all. I haven't been for a few years. That's a lovely venue too. I like that one. So I shall be up to Spalding. And then I think it's September-ish. I shall do Exeter with a make and take stand. So that'll be good. ICHF, whenever that is in September, at West Point. Yeah, so quite a few shows this year around the country. So if anybody needs classes or anything, I try and tag them on, around the country that is, I tag them on to the different shows that I'm doing so that it keeps the prices down for everyone. So that'd be good. If anyone's wanting, I've got some booked, but I know that I'm into Scunthorpe at some point as well. See the ladies there. Catch up with them all, not seen them for a year or two. See what's going on. A little class there. We like a little class there. So yeah, lots to do this year. And if you're down here in this area in Cornwall, don't forget, come in and see me. If you want a class while you're here, give me a shout. Actually, that's the same for when I'm in Wellington or Somerset, Sampford, Arundel. All you've got to do, if you're coming in, just give a shout and come in just for the day even. You know, you don't have to join us every single month. There's lots of space there. You could just do a one-off if you've got an issue going on or need some help with something. That's always good. So then I sit in here and I'm thinking, oh, what do we do for tea tonight? I haven't got a clue. I hate cooking. It's not my thing at all. I just like being fed. I think that's a far nicer way of living. People feed me, please. Yeah, so I think, I don't know. I think we might just have sausages or something tonight. I think I'll put some in the fridge. How exciting is that? I like sausages. Well, I'm nearly there. Nearly there. One side to do, and look, I've done a whole floret tonight, which is good. I'll just do this straight, and then if I remember by the time I get to the end of it, I'll show you the bit that I've started putting together. And I've got a new Dresden design in the process of doing. Let's get that together. That's not folding nicely. Get that to fold better. There we are. Get that to fold better. Right, you couldn't see all of that. It was right up in your face. I'm sorry, folks. There we go. So which quilt shows do you not like? Which ones do you go to? Tell me. Are we missing local small shows that we should be at? You know, your little groups and things. I do come and do trading at quilt shows and stuff. So if you want me as a class or a pop-up, do give a shout. I know it's difficult perhaps from me coming out of Cornwall, but I could be anywhere in this world and be happy to come and see you. You never know. I'm back to Wales again for a talk and a workshop the following day for region, Quilters Guild, I don't know which region, I can't remember now for a minute. So actually I'm really looking forward to that. So we have a big show and tell in the evening. I bring all my rubbish, all my quilts and stuff. And we have a bit of a talk and a what and a how to and all of that sort of stuff. And then the next day I think I'm doing reverse plique. So pile and plunder, reverse plique, which is the subject I wrote the book on. So we're going to do that for a day class. That's going to be really good fun. Looking forward to that. And I'm trader, so that'll be brilliant. Yeah, so that's into Wales. Look, I've nearly done. Bring that back, and then... Oh, that's my stomach grumbling. Can you hear that? I do apologise. There we are. Right, cut that off. Well, that was well timed, wasn't it? Two big threads, that's all I've got left. And I threaded them up before I started. And, look, I've managed to do a whole floret, which is fabulous. So I've got quite a few of these done. And the other night, I didn't do a live, but I was sat. And look, I've started putting them together. And I put them together. You can see where there's one there and one there and one there. And then I'll infill with all sorts of everything. Yeah, so I quite like them all odd and random. But then, when you've got the actual quilt done, you can look at it. Let me put that down there, see if you can see that a bit better. There we go. Once it's done, although it looks odd, you can look at it and then you get different florets going on. It's my cauliflower cheese quilt. There we go. I quite like the idea of that. That's cauliflower cheese. That'll do. Right, okay, ladies, gents, if you're there. We've had half an hour or so, just over. It's time I went to bed back. And probably time you all either got on with life or went back to bed too. So I'm just going to say have a lovely, happy day. All right? Be lovely, folks. Night-night.